Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Boxing Unlimited here once again, and today we're going to be talking about the fight between KEYSHAWN Davies and Dennis Berinchyk. It's for the WBO lightweight championship titles, and then this is the final word anyway. But before we start, we have to say something about Dennis Berinchyk and KEYSHAWN Davies. KEYSHAWN Davies seems to be a little bit overconfident, to say the least, because from all indication, he looked at them in their face-to-face meet-up, face-off. He called him a short man and everything, and behaving as if he's already won the title. But he has to be very careful, because in situations like this, we've seen over the years in boxing that in situations like this, when you think you're high and above and big and stronger, you know, and technically sound, so more than your opponent, there's always a little snitch, and that little problem is the sucker punch. You know, the sucker punch comes in when you're overconfident and feel you've already won the fight before the fight happens, and that is the problem Davies is gonna have, and because from all indications, he's underrating Berinchyk. Well, Berinchyk is an undefeated champion who has been to the Olympics as well as Davies. You know, having said that, I have to be honest with you. This fight, on paper, it looks like KEYSHAWN Davies is the favorite. You know, but in the fight real proper, because we saw what happened between the fight Berinchyk and Navarrete. Navarrete is an awkward fighter, a very difficult fight to have, but Berinchyk dealt with him and defeated him for the first time in his career. So Berinchyk is not a pushover, and KEYSHAWN Davies should be aware of it. You know, having said that, we said that about the sucker punch, you will see Tyson and Buster Douglas in the Japanese Dome. What happened to Tyson there? He lost his fight via a knockout. I hope the same thing doesn't happen to KEYSHAWN Davies, because from all indication, he's underrating and overlooking Berinchyk. You know, he's not supposed to be so. There's somebody in front of you is undefeated, he's a serious fighter, he's a world champion. You need to respect him. You need to be very careful. You need to pay attention, because the movement of Berinchyk, especially the upper body movement, is unique, just like Usyk, just like Lomachenko. They're all these compatriots, and they fight in a way that is very difficult for you to run away from. A way that pushes you and puts you on the back foot and makes you, you know, though David can fight on the back foot and the front foot, but the movement will somewhat enough do that against Crawford, and it was a big problem for Crawford, so to say the least. Having said that, I have to be honest with you. Davies has to be very careful in this fight. If he comes in underrating, then it's Berinchyk, he has a problem. He's going to have a big problem. You know, the sucker punch, we've seen Tyson, as we said. We've seen AJ the other day, AJ and Daniel DeBoss. And if he's caught early in the fight, he might not be able to come out of it. So he has to be very careful. We know the movement of Berinchyk is a special movement, you know, with the bobbing and waving. And he's a shorter boxer, and he has an advantage to the body, because body punch will actually deplete you and make you tire quick, and losing the strength in your legs as well, you know. So Berinchyk has a weapon which he can use. If he uses it properly, he might come out victorious, because from all indication, KEYSHAWN Davies is overlooking Berinchyk. Why do I say so? In their face-to-face battle or war, whatever you call it, is coming to show that the Berinchyk is a shorter man, but being a shorter man gives him advantage to the body. This might sound somehow, but if he's not careful, I give him the fight. I called the fight. I called it in my previous video when I did the tactics and the prediction, and I'm still going to stand by it. But if he loses concentration, if he doesn't concentrate and overlooks Berinchyk, Davies will suffer a loss, the first loss in his career. He's an amateur fighter who has gone to the Olympics, won a silver medal, celebrated amateur fighter. He has all the weapons and all the tricks and all the power. He's a bigger guy to beat Berinchyk. But if he comes in there thinking that he's already won the fight, before the main fight, he might lose, might even be knocked out. Because as we said in this channel always, we say styles make fight, and one punch can change the whole complexion of the fight. Anything can happen in a fight, you know. That is why boxing is interesting. That is why boxing is stayed for a very long time as a sport. You know, we've seen it happen to several boxers. You know, we mentioned the case of Mike Tyson against Buster Douglas, and the case of Joshua against DDD, Debua. Berinchyk is a champion and he's undefeated. You know, you must respect him for that. He's undefeated for a reason. We saw his fight with Navarrete, who is very awkward and relentless in his attack when he fights. We saw that, and then saw how he managed to win that fight. You know, so KEYSHAWN Davies has to be very careful. The movement of Berinchyk is going to be a problem. It's going to pose a problem to him. He should be thinking of how he will counter that movement, not thinking that he's already gotten there before the time. Because at the end of the day, if he sleeps in this title shot that he's having, he has to go back to the back and fight through again. And that is quite difficult, fighting the competitors and the challenges that will come with it. You know, to become the #1 again in WBO or any other body. Having said that, I would say that KEYSHAWN Davies should win this fight. That is what I say. You know, my prediction is based on that as well. You know, Davies can win with a TKO in the late rounds before the end of round 10. That is our predictions here. But we're also coming with to caution him. With a caution, you know, he has to be very careful. He has to be up and doing. His work rate has to be high. Angles he has to take. Because Berinchyk is a switch boxer. He switches and he's relentless in his attack. His upper body movement is a problem for all and sundry in that weight division. And there is not going to be a walk in the park for Davies. If he thinks he's going to be a walk in the park, he's coming to see another thing. He's just doing it to his own peril. Because at the end of the day, what everybody says is who won the fight, not who is the better fighter. So he has to be very, 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 very careful, and he must pay attention to the way and the manner and the style Dennis will come with. Dennis is an undefeated fighter. He's been to the Olympics. You know, we know where he comes from. And then his people are ruling boxing. We saw Usyk the other day. Was the first fight between Usyk and AJ underrated him, and we saw what he did. He beat AJ twice in the rematch. He beat him too, and the same thing going for Tyson Fury. We saw what he did. He's a smaller boxer, but his tactics was difficult for these people to understand, even though they were bigger than him. So, based on that, we're saying that KEYSHAWN Davies should be very careful and wary and fight with caution, not to come out there blowing out. The most important thing is for him to fight at least the first few rounds and get momentum and be accustomed to the kind of fight he's having. Because if he comes there thinking that one shot or one punch will finish Berinchyk, he was in for a show. He's in for a surprise. Because Berinchyk is undefeated. He's the world champion. He has to be respected. He didn't get there while lying down. He didn't get there. He's fought very difficult opponents and he's come out free and still undefeated. So he's a very dangerous fighter. It's a dangerous fight for KEYSHAWN Davies because at the end of the day, he's looking down and overlooking. Then he's Berinchyk. But Berinchyk is a proper fighter, and any person approaching the fight with a pure confidence and overconfident of I'm going to win this fight no matter what happens, might come into a shock. And then that is applies to Davies. Davies is a good puncher. We're not going to take anything out of him. He's challenging. He's already challenging Gervonta Davis, and while he still has not beaten Dennis Berinchyk, it's a surprise to me. You know, I hope he's not overconfident. I hope he's not overlooking Dennis Berinchyk, because if he does that at his own peril. We're going to say here today that if anything is going to happen, Davies is supposed to win this fight. But if he underrates or overlooks Berinchyk, he will be in problem. I'm telling you the truth. If you fight in a certain way with him, without taking into cognizance the fact that this guy is a world champion, and fighting with the kind of respect you fight a world champion with, and by being careful, by knowing your angle, your timing, because the most important thing in this fight, as I see it, will be the timing. If Davies doesn't time, then it's Berinchyk very well, he will have problems all through. Berinchyk has not been defeated before, so there is no blueprint on how to defeat him. So the same thing goes for Davies as well. But the most important thing, as I said, is timing in this fight. If he doesn't time Davies, Dennis very well, he's going to have issues, So at the end of the day, we're looking for a fight that will be equal, based on the fact that they have respect for each other. I know that each boxer can hurt each other. Then there will be problems, because Dennis Berinchyk is just beating Navarrete, who is an awkward fighter and who can throw punches from all angles. But well, let us see what is going to happen in this fight. It's going to be a proper tear-up. We call it the Valentine Day tear-up, not for nothing. And then we're saying that this is the final word. And our final word is if Berinchyk comes in with the system, he comes with the upper body movement and the bobbing and weaving and the movement and the swishing as well. Even though Davies can also fight in the same, can swish as well, but we know he's not going to switch. He's going to come orthodox, and Berinchyk is going to turn to left. He's going to come through the southpaw stance, and then he's going to present a problem too, And the body punches, because Dennis is Berinchyk is shorter, is going to be a weapon as well, and the accuracy of the punches and and precision of the punches, body punches is going to be a weapon as well. If you take that into consideration before assuming the position that is the best, and Berinchyk is no competition to him, because that is what I feel from his body language. Having said that, I will say that our time is up in this video now, and we're going to see you again after the fight on Friday. That is on Saturday morning. We're going to see you and tell you what it is we believe in, and why the fight has gone the way it's gone. And do have a nice day, and God bless. But please do subscribe to this channel to make the channel grow. Have a nice day, and God bless. Bye.